It is time for the chart of the day. Miles, what do you got?
This one should be pretty self-explanatory to anyone who's been following what has happened over the last year in crypto. It is, of course, the one-year anniversary of the all-time high in Bitcoin when we hit just under $20,000 per Bitcoin. Right now, $3,600 per Bitcoin, off about 80% over the last year. Now, we bring you the 5-year chart today because we know that a lot of the Bitcoin bulls and the evangelists will say, well, it's still way up from where it was several years ago. And that, of course, is absolutely true. But the whole Bitcoin story took on a new life in the middle of 2017 when we were told the blockchain revolution was coming. We saw other cryptocurrencies, Ether, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, among others, go to the moon. Bitcoin last year at one point was up about 2,000%. We saw rises year to date through the middle of 2017 or the end of 2017 that were 4,000, 5,000, 6,000% increases in just a matter of months. As we sit here today, the stock market is much more exciting, and the crypto market, to my mind, as mainstream financial journalists, as the three of us are, it's sort of just, it's there, it's fine, but it's off doing its own thing. That bubble has come and gone, and I mean, to me, I just look at that chart and I say, that was a bubble, and now it has popped.
You know when you normalize a trend line, right? Well, maybe they can put that chart back up, and so you sort of leave that peak off. So you leave the peak off, but the further down it goes from that peak, the more difficult it is to believe that you could sort of have a normalized trend line. Like, I can't remember anything that's going like that much to the moon. Like, just ignore that. Like, if it's just off, like up like 20 or 15%, you go, okay, that was just something. But this is, I mean, is that really, can you normalize that?
You know what kind of did? Like JDSU stock, like
Oracle
like stock,
NASDAQ.
Yahoo stock from like 99
but did those
to
ever come back?
Well,
I mean,
no, they didn't come back.
A few came back.
But
a few bold,
that's what they
brave
all,
stocks.
That's what those charts all
Is
look like.
Bitcoin going to be the brave crypto that does it? And I mean, the bulls will say we've had 2 worse declines.
Yeah,
than
that's
this
true.
most recent one. And Bitcoin
When
was
no
up
one was
10% today. So you have that.
I mean, for me, again, as someone who is a financial journalist that follows mostly the stock market, I think Bitcoin last year was a fun distraction. It was where the action was at. We just had our last guest telling us how boring the stock market was. The regular stock market was doing nothing last year except going up and to the right. Bitcoin was exciting, but now we're back to the real thing, right? Now we're talking about real stuff like the Dow.
We needed a drinking game today where every time I said Jeff Gunlock, you guys took a shot, because now I'm going to bring up Jeff Gunlock again, because he was
Wouldn't be able to get through the show, Jen.
He was also talking about Bitcoin being that when you go into a bear market territory, there's some sort of outlier event, and that Bitcoin was that event that foretold what was going to happen. And since we have had the Bitcoin decline, look at what has happened to equities.
And cannabis stocks.
It's so easy to explain these things.
In retrospect?
In retrospect. Like that,
that's my job.
Of course.
We're journalists.
I know. And what a great job it is. You do a great job of it.
Thank you.
But gosh, I don't know about that particular narrative. Okay.